These tips will help you double the amount of 4 and 5-star players you're signing every single class. So recruiting in this game has almost become second nature at this point, but if you really pay attention, if you just recruit with no rhyme or reason, you still can have success. But what if you really pay attention and you follow some of the advice in this video? You could snipe some guys. I'm calling it sniping, because you could pluck guys that you could kind of predict that they're going to be under recruited 4 or 5 stars, and we're gonna go over that in this video. I appreciate all the support on the ebook/membership. Shout out to everyone that signed up. Link down below. I won't talk about it a lot in every video, but link down below if y'all interested in that. All right, man, so let's get right into it. We're Pitt. We're a 4-star school, and our grades are like this. We have some very good school grades, 4 stars, so we're gonna have a lot of top prospects interested in our program. But when you come over here to this list, we're week 0. So the week where you can only scout and offer scholarships, you could get a very good gauge of every single prospect and how they're going to be recruited just by telling about a top 5, man. And even when you add them to your board, you can see the whole entire top 10. But just from the top 5, you could get a great understanding how their recruitment is going to go. And you look here, man, look at in the bottom right corner, you see it's us, Pitt. We're number 1 for this player. Then you got Ohio State. After that, you have small schools. You have group of 5 programs. And I'll tell you right now, those programs in this game do not sign 4 stars. They don't, man. If they do, they might sign 1 4-star, but more times than not, these schools are not signing 4 stars. So your real only threat here is Ohio State. And it's a good chance Ohio State might not be interested in him. He's from Ohio. It's also a good chance that Ohio might go all out for him. But just know, like, you don't have to deal with no other schools, at least in this top 5. Once you add him to the board, you'll be able to see the rest of his list. You see the rest of his list, and you really see it's a lot of small schools. You got Penn State down the board. But this is one of the recruitments where if I scout him, like, let's just see how he looks, man. But this is a guy I would definitely go after. He's a normal, or he's not a gem, not a bust. I'm 100% going after a guy like this, man. Because if Ohio State don't want him, or even if they get into the mix late, this is a guy you could easily get. This is a guy you could easily get, man, because these other smaller schools are not going to go after him. They're not going to sign him, man. They're not going to sign him unless you're in like an online dynasty. Then it's completely different. And you could judge this for a lot of players here. Let's just scroll. Another situation where all of these guys or all these schools are smaller, man. Like, this is another recruitment that I know is going to be easy. This is an easy recruitment. We're already in first place, obviously, but other than, like, even if we wasn't on this guy board at all, because it happens for guys like that's either under recruited or like you're not in our top 10, you could just see these guys and go, okay, this is a guy you're able to identify. This is a guy you should definitely go after because no big time schools involved. The biggest school here is Kansas State. I promise you, if they don't go after him, he is not going to Tulsa. He is not going to any of these smaller schools, man. He's not. Also, understand, like, these are probably recruitments that's going to go super fast. Like, these are guys that's probably going to sign week 4, week 5, somewhere in that ballpark, especially if you're already number 1 on the board. So these are guys you probably want to get off, just get out the way with, man, or just put less hours in. You could take it either way. This one right here, this is a tougher recruitment. We have no pipeline boost. Keep that in mind. No pipeline boost for this guy. Nothing but heavy hitters, man. You got Oregon, you got South Carolina, you got USC, Utah, Arizona. Just nothing but bigger schools. That's going to be a tougher recruitment. Here, you also got bigger schools. You got Tulane. Even they're still a solid program. Like, this is another recruitment that's going to be a little bit more challenging. This is another one that I would consider could be easy. It depends. It all depends what Penn State does here, man. He's a PA guy. If Penn State won him, they could get him 100%. But the other schools, they're not as big of a threat. They are still Power 5 schools, but not as big of a threat. This is another one here, man. Penn State, Rutgers, your only real competition in this recruitment. So you're able to identify this with every single 4-star, 5-star recruit and really decide early on, before you even scout guys, you could decide who's going to be easier to get, man. And, like, it's easy. Like, this guy right here. You see, Marshall is his number 1 school. He is not going to Marshall, man. He's not going to Marshall. But you do have other heavy hitters involved. Ohio State, Penn State. There's other heavy hitters involved there. So that's one I'll be a little bit shy about, man. And then you get the guys like this. It's like, why would I go after this player? Like, let's add him to the board. You see here, man, like, look at the schools going after him. Nothing but heavy hitters. We have 3 quarterbacks here. Why would I go after this guy? Let's scout him, and he's a bust. Let's assume he wasn't a bust. He was normal, just like these guys. Why would I ever go after this player? Just looking at the schools that want him. Like, I just know this is going to be a tough recruitment. Tough recruitment. He's from Hawaii, so nobody got the pipeline advantage. But it don't really matter in this situation anyway, man. It's just so many big-time schools want to pursue him. I'm good. I'm staying clear of that, especially if I'm a smaller school. You use this if you're a small school, big school, don't really matter. Especially when you got some guys here that's like, yo, I know I'm be able to get one of these 2 guys easy, like super easy. So it also happens with the 5 stars, not as often. And, you know, obviously where the guy is from, it usually depends on like who's going to be in that top 5, top 10. And out of all of these 5 stars, I identified one guy that I feel like I have the best possible chance to get. And this is going to be this guy from North Carolina who, you know, Duke is also in that area. Like, a bunch of these schools are in that area, and he's interested in all those schools. He cares about playing style. I also assume one of his motivations is going to be staying close to home. But in this, I see no real big dogs. The biggest dog here is Ole Miss, but they're all the way in 8th. Yes, they could jump up to 1st if they really wanted to. But this is a recruitment that I know I could come back and win. I know I could get in. So I'm going to add this guy to the board from day 1. And I'm going to go after him day 1 because this is a recruitment I believe I could get into. Duke do have the heavy pipeline boost, so do NC State. You know, got that 5-tier pipeline. But like I said, this is a guy I generally feel like I could get into the recruitment with. He is a bust, so keep that in mind. When you do get the bust players, usually they are a little bit under-recruited compared to the regular recruits. And if you're a small school, you take that, man. If I could get a bust DN that's going to be a 5-star and he's going to be under-recruited, and I'm a 2-star, 1-star school, I'm taking that every single time. You know, he's still going to be a good player for me. Year 1, he's going to be like a 78 overall. He's probably going to be my best DN, and he still could develop to be like an 87 overall, even if he's a bust DN. If he is a bust wide receiver, tight end, obviously that's a different story. Don't go after him. But D linemen, linebackers, you know, O-line, if they're a bust, I'm still going after them, man, especially if they're 4 or 5-star and, you know, I'm a smaller program. But like I said, that was just one 5-star I was able to identify that was like just had smaller schools inside their top 5. This could be another one right here, man. Another guy who I would consider just have smaller schools. It's some big time schools in there. You do have Mizzou, you have Kentucky, but you don't have the Georgia, Alabama. You don't have the top of the top going after this guy. He's a 5-star, number 4 player in the nation. Like, this is a guy 100% I'm going after. We're ranked number 9. 100% I'm going after. I feel super confident I'm going to get him. Another guy that's a bust. It is what it is. Sometimes there'll be a gem in this situation. We're just getting a little bit unlucky here with the 5 stars that we identifying. Another class, all these guys might be gems, but this is another guy that I believe we could get easily, more easy than some of these other guys. And just going through, I'm identifying more 4 stars, 5 stars that's easier to get. This is another guy. UAB, Memphis, UL Monroe, top 3. That's a recruitment that should be easier. You know, you also got Vandy in there. They could come up, but a lot of times they not even worried about him, man. So this is the recruitment. If we was able to, definitely would just get in from the start. This is another good one right here. You got Boise State. You got nothing but small schools. You got the Army school in there. You got Colorado State involved. You do have Utah in there. But another situation where it's nothing but smaller schools inside his top 5. This would be another guy I would heavily consider going after. Even the guy right above him. Tennessee is his top school. He's from Tennessee. If he want to go to Tennessee, you're screwed. But there's a chance that Tennessee don't want him. If that's the case, you could definitely get into this recruitment because it's nothing but smaller schools. You do have Duke in there, but you're looking at you're looking at so small schools that they will never sign this guy, man. These small schools do not sign these 4-star players. And I'll give y'all one last example here, man. Right guard, 4-star. Smaller schools, you know, obviously Michigan State, Minnesota involved, you know, they're still known programs, but I would just consider smaller from just the big dog. You scroll up and you look at a top 5 like this, Texas A&M, Oklahoma. Like, it's nobody of that level in this recruitment. So it's a guy I know I have a good chance to get into the mix and really steal a player from one of these schools because, one, they don't have the recruiting hours, so they might only be putting in 20 hours on each player. Compared to Texas, they might be putting 50 hours on each player because they might have 1,000. They might have 1,250 hours because they're a 5-star school. It's simple math like that, man. The bigger schools have more hours to spend, and the way the game do it is weird. They just don't put 50 hours on each player like we do. Like, you know, we all know the meta. The AI don't know the meta. The AI will put like 25 hours on this player, 50 hours on this player, 30 hours. They are just a lot more random with it, man. Sometimes they doing the sway option, which is damn near useless in this game. So the CPU don't fully know what it's doing. So any advantage you could get, take it. And when you're early on, like I said, week 1, just go through, identify a few players that you believe will be under recruited or looking at smaller schools. Well, guess what? If they're looking at smaller schools, you're that small school, you might be able to come into the mix and steal them with ease. So just identify some of those players. If you see a bust, don't be scared. Don't be scared of a bust 4 or 5-star, especially when you're a smaller school. It just all depends on the position. And that's why you gotta drop. That's why you gotta grab the ebook, man. Grab the ebook and membership so you know what position is which that you need the value. So if you want to sign more 4 or 5 stars, get this up. I mean, this matters the most. The school prestige, man. And the way to get the school prestige up is to get your grades up. You know, simple stuff, man. Pro potential. If you're a small school, just go after 3-star gym tight end. He'll turn to like a 90 overall by year 3. He'll get drafted. Easy way to get pro potential up, man. Go at the gym O-lineman. They develop great in this game. 3-star, 4-star, you know, get some of these grades up. Some of these grades take longer. Some of them change year to year. Like pro potential, it changed year to year. I wish it wasn't like that. You know, I don't think that's the most realistic. But program tradition takes a while. You got to have winning season, brand exposure. You got to play in big time games. You know, just pay attention to this screen also here, man. And then when it comes to like playing style, just know you could change that. I feel like a lot of people don't really know how to impact the playing style, man. All you got to do is hit the R2 and you're able to go through each position. And we're not in the season, but if you are in the season, it'll tell you how to improve it. Like if you, for a quarterback, you might need to get a certain amount of yards, whatever, running back, certain amount of yards with the running back. It'll tell you what you need when you're in season to get the playing style up for whatever position. All right, so we advanced 1 week, and this is the oldest trick in the book, man. Everyone been doing this since day 1, but whenever you advance, come over here to 5 stars. Who's under recruited? Well, guess what? This guy has 1 offer, and it's Indiana. We're going to add him to the board. You know, this guy has 2 offers. Add him to the board. He really has 4 offers, but 2 in his top 5. Like, just add some of these guys to the board that you believe is going to be under recruited. This guy, add to the board. All smaller schools offer him the scholarship, even though Stanford in this game have like top 10 pipelines. So they have the potential to sign a top 10 class every year. They usually don't, but they have the potential to. This is a guy, add to the board. Smaller schools is the only schools that offer him a scholarship. After week 1, do this with your 5 stars every single time. Do this with your 5 stars. See who's being under recruited. This guy, only 1 team in his top 5 offer him a scholarship. LSU, add him to the board. Number 1, defensive end. Only 3 teams in his top 5. Add them to the board. Like, you are able to snipe some of these guys, get some of these guys for the free ski, and you can do this really just every week after, you know, you advance past that first week in the season. And then come over here to 4 stars. It's so many players with no scholarship offer, and add them to the board. What I suggest doing is adding guys to the board that you maybe have some type pipeline boost, also that also smaller schools are in his top 5. Because you'll add a guy, let's go with this guy right here, man. You see Florida, you also see Miami, you see Florida State, you see Georgia in there. You go after this guy, by week 5, all those schools are offering a scholarship and pursuing him heavy, and they're going to win the recruitment the last week of the year, last week of the season, you know. And that happens a lot. So that's why I'm suggesting when you're going through this, maybe not go after the guys with the, you know, heavy pipeline boost. So maybe go after a guy like this. He's from Kansas. And you see the top 5. The top 5 is pretty good, but you add them to the board and you come down here, guess what? No pipeline boost on no one. So if you put the hours in, it's like, it's going to be tough for these schools to jump ahead of you, and for you to, you know, once you get that lead, it's going to be tough for them to come back in the mix because no one have a pipeline boost. He cared nothing about staying close to home. These are all schools that's, you know, not in his state that he's from. So this is a guy, like, definitely go after. Week 1, when you see him, week 2, when you see him under recruited, go after him immediately, because none of these schools have the advantage, you know, pipeline advantage. They're not going to chase you down, so to say. And compared to like this guy's from Louisiana. You go after him, LSU already offered a scholarship. They might not pursue him to week 5, but when they do pursue him, it's going to go so damn quick because we have no pipeline boost. So we're just hoping we could get so far ahead by the time they start putting the hours in. It's too late. So just being able to identify some of those things, man, like I said, the guys that's under recruited, that's going to be your money. That's going to be your money, man. 4 stars being under recruited. Go after those guys every single time, early in the year, late in the year. You get them for free. And like I said, just look at what they got going on. Like this guy, okay, he's in our top 5. We're number 2 on his list. Smaller schools, this is easy money, like easy money. Only thing he's scared about, playing time. If we remove a guy from our board, the playing time will go back up. He's a quarterback, I believe, yeah. So he's scared of one of the other guys we got on the board. So it's just simple, man. Even this guy, man, playing time. He cares about playing time. This is a guy you would get for so free. Look at the top 5. No one offers scholarship. Like I said, these smaller schools, they do not go after these 4 stars, man. This is a free recruit. This is free money. If you want this, all you gotta do is go after him, go grab it, man. Like I said, when it comes to this, like Florida State offered the scholarship. He's from Florida. I still would go after it, but just realize they could hawk you down. They could definitely win that recruitment if they really want to, because they had a pipeline advantage. All of it, they are in first place. So any point in time, they could just come back and, dominate that recruitment. So just go through. You'll find a lot of players here with low scholarships. If you don't want to add any 4 stars to your board to week 2 till you get to this point, I wouldn't be mad at you. Like, this is another recruitment. Oh my goodness, this is free. Number 58 player in the nation. This is a free recruit. Free. I gotta add him to the board, see if he's any good, because this is free money that they just leaving out here, man. He's a bust. He's a bust, man. And maybe there's something going on. It seems like a lot of these players we add in are busts. I might do a little bit more testing here. But a lot of these guys that have bad teams in our top 10, I don't know. We got 3 busts here out of, a bunch of players we added so far. But this is a free recruit. Free money here. All right, man, that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Check out the link down in the description for the membership. Other than that, appreciate y'all for watching. We on to the next one.